All right, so today's briefing is going to be covering the period from July 30th through August 5th. I have a feeling I know why a lot of you are here, and so we'll just go ahead and we'll start with it if this goes forward. So this is the 5-day graphical tropical weather outlook. As of 8 a.m., Isaias is how you end up pronouncing that storm. It ended up getting a name last night. So it is a touch farther west, again, because this graphic is 3 hours old, and probably very few of us are too concerned about this 5-day, less than a 40% chance of a storm forming off of the coast of Africa. This is the 11 a.m. advisory, so this is up to date with Isaias. Again, the 11 a.m., you can end up seeing that the cone here does include North Carolina. We always emphasize to people to not focus on the exact track of the storm, to not follow exactly where the dots are showing the center of the storm, because the impacts of the storm can extend well away from the center of the storm itself. You can see, taking a look at these different circles, that the S's are indicating that at this point, the official forecast keeps the storm a tropical storm and does not strengthen it to a hurricane. So we are expecting at this point that the winds would remain below 75 miles an hour. You can also end up seeing this area of the key messages from the Hurricane Center that does point out that there is a risk of impacts from winds, heavy rainfall, and storm surge along portions of the U.S. East Coast. Due to the current interaction with Hispaniola, the details of the track and intensity remain uncertain. So it is far too soon for us to determine the magnitude and location of these potential impacts. So we would just end up asking that you keep an eye on our forecast briefings that we end up issuing on our website or the National Hurricane Center website, your local TV meteorologist, and they will certainly end up keeping you in the loop as to what's going on. You can see at this point any of the highlighted areas are showing where the watches and the warnings are. You can see that these end up coming up to the Virgin Islands. And then if we end up looking back at this bottom key message, it says tropical storm or hurricane watches could be issued for portions of South Florida later today. So I would expect it would be at least 1 or 2 more days before we would end up seeing any sort of watches or warnings issued for any portion of the Carolinas. So again, we might be impacted, we might not. This storm could go way west, it could go way east, just a little bit too far out for us to end up saying with any certainty as to what's going to happen. So kind of focusing on the rest of the forecast that we have in the upper left-hand corner, you can end up seeing the map that is going to be valid this evening with our low pressure over southern Illinois and a front extending through West Virginia through Maryland. So this stationary front will remain north of the Carolinas today and tomorrow. This map that I end up having in the upper right-hand corner is showing that the low and the front in approximately the same area, still well to our north. The greatest chance for our thunderstorms will be this evening and Friday. Eventually, this front will end up moving a little bit farther to the north. But then we'll have an upper level system moving in from the west for Saturday and Sunday. So that will keep the scattered showers and storms in the forecast. Again, we do not know the exact path of Isaias, but it will likely clip North Carolina early next week. This bottom left-hand plot is showing the forecast. This was issued right around midnight, and this was the estimated position. So we have had 2 new forecasts come out at 5 a.m. and 11 a.m. since then. So this is not the exacted projected location for the storm as of Monday morning. This is, again, about 12 hours old, but again, somewhere off the coast of the Carolinas. And then middle of next week, this plot is as of Wednesday morning, and you can see the low pressure moving up over New England. So again, that will be moving out by Tuesday morning. And as kind of has been the theme over the last week to 2 weeks, the combination of hot temperatures and high humidity will allow us to have the heat index values go into the low to mid 100s, highest in the coastal plain through the weekend. As of this time, we do not have any heat advisories or excessive heat warnings that have been issued for the area. If we take a look at the accumulated precipitation forecast through the next 7 days, you can end up seeing in this upper left-hand panel, you can see the bulk of the rain across southern Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and Kentucky. Perhaps a little bit more rain across our area as we end up looking into these blues that are looking anywhere from 1/2 inch to 1.5 inches. in isolated areas across North Carolina on Friday. If we look on Saturday, we get back to these lighter greens showing lesser rainfall. This is just Sunday and Monday in general, kind of showing again these blues into the purples, depending on the exact track of the tropical storm. And then Tuesday and Wednesday, we still have these darker blues, again, 1/2 inch to 1 inch as the tropical system moves off. The 7-day total will generally range around 2 to 4 inches with localized higher totals where we have thunderstorms and heavier downpours occurring. As we take a look at the severe weather outlooks over the next 8 days from the Storm Prediction Center, today we're just barely clipped across portions of the triad with a marginal threat for severe thunderstorms. Friday, we are in the general thunderstorm area, this lighter green color. Again, general thunderstorms on Saturday, and then the predictability is too low Sunday and Monday, and then the potential is too low Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Just a little bit of trivia. Sunday and Monday, when it says predictability too low, they are thinking that there will be some sort of area, but the predictability to try and figure out exactly where it will be is too low for them to put a 15 or a 30% area in at this time. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, when they say the potential is too low, that's when they're saying they actually don't really think that there is any sort of a threat. So Sunday and Monday is more, they don't know exactly where they would put it. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, they're saying they don't really see it as much of a chance. As we take a look at the 8 to 14-day outlook, I'm kind of stunned here. We're looking at some grays and maybe a little bit of orange across the eastern part of the state, but maybe near normal temperatures. Okay, near normal temperatures around this time of year are still upper 80s to 90. So we're not looking at any drastic cool down going on. Perhaps slightly above normal precipitation for southeastern portions of the state, but nothing that is too strong of a signal at this point. So again, the summary for the week, we'll have that stationary front north of here today and tomorrow, Thursday and Friday. Upper level trough will end up bringing in a chance for thunderstorms Saturday and Sunday. We are still waiting to see where Isaias ends up traveling at the beginning of next week. So you can see, again, we have thunderstorms likely, but again, that's because those thunderstorms will extend well away from the actual center of the storm, and we still will end up seeing triple-digit heat indices in the low to mid 100s through the weekend, and then we'll probably have a lot of cloud cover that will end up dropping off our temperatures, maybe not necessarily dropping off our heat indices themselves, but we should end up seeing a little bit of relief.